Hey guys, it's been about a week since our last video. That's actually because we've been in Alberta, Canada, visiting Dan at Finley Farms. His operation out there is awesome, and we got to talking about that joint venture I mentioned in the last video. We decided the best option would be to have Dan move out here. There is a large plot of land available that came up recently, and he's actually paid us a visit, and he's gonna take a look-see at that bit of land. It's quite expensive, but in comparison to what Dan has, I'm sure he can afford it, and the transition will be nice. He is a heavy hauler out there, so bringing everything down from his farm to our farm, and then, you know, he can store it at the new place that we're going to be getting here soon. It's not going to be too difficult, and then moving his way up the road there, that won't be bad at all either. Dan has some good friends that would actually like to jump in on the venture with us. They are completely willing to relocate down here to Fairbank. I think that would be really cool as well. We had a chat, quite a long chat actually. Jared and Milton are awesome people, but what we came to the conclusion of is that we're going to start our own agricultural company. It's going to be called Forward Agricultural Solutions, and really what we're going to do is provide the best in equipment and products that we can when it comes to grain, dairy, and the equipment aspect of things. We do have our first project that we're working on. It has to do with anhydrous, and I can't release any more than that at the moment, but we do all plan on getting into anhydrous anyway, so I think it's a really good way to start. Other than that, I bet you've kind of noticed that our truck is a wee bit different here. That's that's only because it's Dan's. Our W900 actually had some electrical issues the other day, so we haven't been able to haul any grain anywhere, and these bags have been sitting here for a while now since we harvested soybeans, so we do have to move them. I would like to get at least a load or two over to Fairbank Co-op just to get some money in to hold us up through the rest of winter and into summer when soybeans are actually on a higher side of price. They are a bit low right now. Let's see where they're at here. Yeah, they're only about $40.51 a bushel. Typically at their highest they're at about $77.50, so only making about half. That's kind of a bummer, but what are you gonna do? Let's hop in here and get this situated. Dan did bring along some folks with him to help us out with hauling soybeans, so thank you to him. He's actually down the road having a chat with the fellow that owns the land that he's looking at. I'm really messing this up here. Oh, there we go. We're getting it going. But he's having a chat with the fellow that owns the land that he's looking into. I can't wait to see what the results are, really. I can't wait to see how much it's going to be. I think he's looking into like 1,200 acres. It's going to be a lot. But we are going to move. We did secure the land. We did secure the neighbor's yard there down the road. Right back there, you can actually see it. They removed a bunch of bushes. There was a bunch of dead bushes in the front, right by the fencing. We're going to actually put in our own. I like having the bushes in the back of the fencing. Along with the trees. It's nice little wind stop. So they removed those, and a couple other things they changed a little bit before we picked it up, but we will have to pay them. I have to bring this all the way around, aren't I? We actually made it so that we don't have to pay the full amount until the end of summer, because they aren't moving until I think fall, sometime around August. So we have a bit of a wait before we have to worry about it, thankfully, because we really need to get these soybeans sold prior to picking that up there. Gosh, this truck is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love our truck, but we put some real effort into this thing. Let's not hit it over the band. Look at this thing. It's got the wonderful logo on the side. He's got that beautiful Stay Loaded logo on the back. I love that so much. He's got several of these things. This one is without the lights. He has some that are just solid black, and I do believe he has some other ones that are straight purple. I cannot recall. We have about 7,500 bushels left in the bag here, and then We do have some in the hopper. I think about 850 bushels in the hopper. So it's gonna be it's gonna take quite a while to bring these all back to the bin, but that's okay. We did update the 50-footer, the Wilson 50-footer with the tag axle there. We got new paint on it, it's solid black, and we have a new tarp on there. It's nice and bright red. I love it. That's still going to be used just for seed and fertilizer, but I figured we may as well update it. We are going to update the TA80 as well, get some new paint on there, get some new parts, maybe chrome out some things, make it look nice. Especially since we're going into a venture with these guys who have 10 times the amount of land almost that I do. I feel like we should kind of pick up the pace a little bit and get things rolling quickly before that happens. After we're done here with beans, we're gonna start packing up the yard a bit, kind of just breaking little things down here and there as we go, just because we're not really going to do much until we're in the new yard. We did sell the bins to, I can't remember the guy's name, but we sold the bins to a fella up near, I think he lives by Duncan. He bought a little bit of land over there, and he needed some bins quick, and we had some bins that we didn't feel like moving simply down the road. I feel like having Dan's heavy hauler out here just for that, I don't know about it. I don't know if we would have needed it all when we're only going around the corner pretty much. So we sold them off to that guy there, the Meridian. We're gonna go ahead and keep the Meridian, just add it to the line of Meridians that they already have at the yard. I think we might keep their West Steels that they have. They have an auger set up to the West Steels already and all that, so that'll be okay. But I really didn't feel like moving the big steel bins there. That just seems like it would have been more of a pain than good. So other than that, we're gonna pretty much, I'm gonna make this corner here. I will. We're gonna pretty much overhaul the old yard space to make way for a little bit of additional field. I mean, it's not a lot, and the house there we're gonna go ahead and actually have torn down. But I mean, it could be an extra 10 acres, you know, and an extra 10 acres is what it is. It's worth it in the end. So I think it'll be totally okay to maybe pull the house down. We are actually in the works of another house up the road, so we will have a place to stay. Don't worry. But I think if we take the house down, take the sheds down, or even sell them to that fellow up the road who's making his own plot of land, either way, we're gonna get him out of there. Make some extra fieldland. Yeah, look at that! They took down all those dead old bushes. I cannot wait to move into there. I am so excited. Massive, massive fertilizer tanks, and he's got some huge diesel tanks in the back. Awesome. I cannot wait for that. Pulling into the yard here with the first load. One thing I will say about Dan's truck, it has a much wider turn radius than our truck. I don't know what the difference is, but it's just, this thing doesn't turn on a dime, but he's so darn used to it, I'm sure it's totally okay. One thing I did want to note, we did pick this up from Dan. He brought it down with him. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. But we'll just call it the T1110. It's just a nice little addition so that we have the Brant and this here to go. I really like the way this is set up, and it's also motorized, so we can move it around by hand if we have to. I also just realized that we do not have the yard set up to go ahead and load these. Look at that trailer, that is looking good. It's still a little dirty. I forgot where we went with that the other day, but we went to go grab seeds and then we visited the neighbors, but it's a little bit dirty, and that's okay. Who the heck left the Pro Till in the way? We're gonna have to move that. And we're gonna have to take this, get this the heck out of the way so we can come around here with beans. What can we hook that up to? We'll probably just use this guy here. I think what we're just gonna do is take the 4440 here and set up the auger and then move the New Holland real quick. Let's get this situated here. Alright, we got that auger set up to the Brock bin. So now we can get these beans loaded up in there. And, get them out of the bag. They've been sitting there for way too long. So we'll have to get that situated real quick. I am way off it here. Let's go ahead and back here. There we go. Nice and easy now. Probably gonna have to adjust this. Yep, it always requires some sort of adjustment. This darn thing. There is a 165 foot one that I was looking into. I have to move the 9240 here. But we'll probably only need that one when we get some larger bins in the new yard. But I was looking into it. It's not very expensive whatsoever. So, and it's not. It has its own. It doesn't have a little like bucket like this. It has its own belt to it. I think that's going to be super helpful because honestly, having to set up this little camera shut off on me there, but having to set up that little belt to that small box on the auger is a pain in the butt sometimes. And I am just now realizing that we left our backhoe auger, not auger, the belt, we left the backhoe belt down at the dairy barn. So I'm just going to leave this in here, and we're going to run over there and pick that up real quick so we can get these darn beans put in bins. Oh my gosh. What a runaround. I feel like every first day of the start of something new, like with harvest or with seeding, or even with unloading bags, there is always some sort of issue that has to happen before everything gets started nice and smoothly. Was going to take this here. I figured we might as well be some beans attached to that there. I was going to say we might as well go ahead and load this up real quick and fill up the rest of the beans from the Akron loader here back into the bag. So we're going to go ahead and do that really quick. Swing around, load the loader back up to the bag. That way we can just at least get these 850 bushel back in there before we have to bring the truck. I figured since we're already over here, we might as well go ahead and take care of it. Who really cares? Pop the PTO in there. This thing is a little bit heavy for the 4440, but she'll do. That's alright. Speaking of the joint venture earlier, my other question that I was going to have for you guys is, would you like to see videos with Dan, Jared, and Milton in them? I felt like it would be a really neat idea, especially since we're going to start doing, you know, we're not going to just be farming our own farms. I'm going to try and help them out sometimes. They're going to try and help me out sometimes. Maybe we'll even pick up a big plot of land for all three of us to take care of all together. But just little additional things that we can go ahead and add into the series. I think it would be really neat. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I think that would be awesome. Let's see here. Nearly about halfway done. I swear this thing is so slow. I cannot wait. I am constantly picking and poking and prodding at it that FS Screenshots needs to come out with their new bagger, the Brant bagger, because I'm stuck with the Akron. I could pick up the Badger, but I've heard that it's no better. Their bags are a little bit more neat and easier to deal with, I suppose, but the quality is not, it's not much better at all anyway. PTO off. Nope, we are not going to go ahead and stay stuck on the bag. Leave that there. Stuck on the bag? Ah, okay. Wow. My eyes deceive me. I suppose they do. No. Jump off of here. Boy, I tell you, like I said, it's a lot of runaround today. Had to come all the way back over here just to get a darn belt. I should just own two. I don't know why I don't know why I don't own two, guys. I am so sorry. Such a long drive back over to the field just to grab a belt. I can't even. Here, we'll set this back on up. Let's see what kind of bushels we're at now. 66.26, looking good. That's about, I would say that's about 3 trips for the Load King. Let's go ahead and swing on down to the dairy barn and grab that darn belt. We did have the belt down here just because we were loading up the dry alfalfa into the silos that we have down here. That way we can go ahead and ferment those and take care of the silage that we need prior to getting them dairy cows pretty soon here. So we were just getting it situated. Alright, we're down here at the lower end of the dairy barn, pulling up on the belt now. Don't have much visibility with this this rack going on here. Let's see. I think what we might have to do is, we're gonna have to go ahead and pull this by hand. Let's see here. Can I just kind of drag you over? This is heavier than all hell. Turn this around just so we can latch onto it. My lord, that was heavy. There we go. There we are. I'm gonna bring this back on over to the yard and finally get those beans loaded up into the rock bin. Here's the little calves that we have for now. We got about a dozen or so from the neighbors down the road. Pretty helpful. I mean, they're gonna grow into some nice dairy cows here in the next maybe 2 years or so. We do have our cattle on the way. I can't really recall on how far out it is, but got about 100 head or so, and we're gonna have to pay for that around summer as well. So everything's kind of coming into play pretty soon here. I cannot wait to see how things go, and I won't have to wait very long. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm honestly even more excited to get into that darn yard right there. I'll drop this off right about. Maybe I can back it on up with the truck. Let's see here. Can't load it with the truck. That's for darn sure, but I think I can get it propped up here with the truck at least. There we go, right about there. Look at that. That's perfect. Drop it down there and we'll do the rest with the bobcat. Bring this around the way here. I gotta get rid of that cement. I mean, I'm gonna have to get rid of it soon anyway when we take all this out to make it field. But wait, that little plop of white is kind of looking annoying to me. Let's hop in here. This little 863 is great. I love this thing. We can use it for damn near anything around the farm. Situated here. Figured we would have to move something around there. There we go. About here. I think I might leave the bobcat connected, so we're just going to drop this on down. Just so we're able to move it later on pretty darn quick. I should probably turn the bobcat off. There we go. Hop back up in here in Dan's truck. Pull the tarps off. Don't need those anymore. Go. What up these darn beans? Only been, I don't know, a couple hours since we've been on here. Still haven't gotten the beans going. Jeez. Right about here. Perfection. Loading. Let me go ahead and see if they are. They're heading on into the bin. I probably could have just checked the meter here. Still, you know, this guy here goes by liters, and I really wish I could alter that meter to not go by liters. That was hilarious. I would like it to go by bushel. I'm gonna look into seeing if I can change that up a little bit. This trailer unloads so darn fast, I swear. We got some leakage out of the bottom. See, this is why I want to get rid of this Westfield here. Also, the reach isn't all that great for these bins. I mean, I know I can go higher, but that's kind of a weird setup. Honestly, the auger's probably a little bit off, but wow, that's actually way off. Let me see. I wonder if I can go ahead and just pull on straight here. Out of the way. I'm gonna hop out, move the belt out of the way really quick. Move this up. And I think I'm going to see if I can just kind of move the auger maybe with the, why don't you let me go? Come on you, there we go. I want to see if I can move the auger with the bobcat while it's still connected to the PTO. This might not go well, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out pretty darn soon here. Nope, I cannot. Alright, let's go ahead and, I don't know why I ran to the other side. Pull off the PTO there. Attach that. Back this on up here, because we were way too darn close to the edge of the bin there. Let's go into the auger cam. Ooh, way too close. Holy crud. Alright, pop that off. I think I might just have to get a little bit closer with the 4440 to make this work. What about here? Let's bring this on over. If thinking right about here will work out just fine. It still brought us over a little bit, but I don't think it brought us. So it brought us over, but I don't think it brought us back. I think if I just lower the auger down right inside. Nope. Alright, so we finally got that sorted out. We'll go ahead and bring the backhoe belt back on over there. Like I told you guys, no matter what happens at the start of any project we got going on, there always has to be some sort of issue. It is without fail, and quite honestly at this point I'm so used to it, it's just laughable. Let's see here. I think that'll be alright. Let's see if we can just go ahead and back this beast on up without changing the direction of anything. There we go, we're looking good. We'll unload the back one first while we're there, right? Perfect. Look at that. Fantastic. I love this trailer so much. Here. Alright, 670 to go for this load. Where are we on belt? We're right about there. We should be good. Wonderful. Alright, we are pulling up onto the bagger here. I think we're going to take this next load over to Duncan. Fairbanks. Maybe we'll bring it to Fairbanks. Fairbanks is a little bit closer. Let's see what the prices are looking like. Yeah, we'll take it to Fairbanks. It's got about $1 or so more a bushel, so I'll hop on that. That's for darn sure. Let's see how many bushel we got left here. 6,350-ish or so. I think, I think with what we do here, with what we sell here, rather, I'm going to go ahead and take care of some upgrades on the farm before we move. Especially since we can afford it now. We are, since we're doing this joint venture, getting a little bit of a loan. Which, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of loans, but when there's a low interest rate to it, I think it's not bad to, to hop on it. But I can't say how much it's going to be right now, but it is, quite honestly, for my part in the fabrication of the project that we have going on, which I'm grateful for, and I think it's going to be awesome, but it's going to be a pretty extensive loan to be able to maybe hop on some new equipment here on the farm. Especially since we're moving to a bigger yard. We're going to add some new land and all that, so especially we're going to need that tanker. We're going to need the tanker for the dairy. What else are we going to need here? Probably need a new truck. I know we have the TA80, but I'm going to try and keep that just for the seed dolly, we'll call it. The 50-foot Wilson, that's going to be our seed and fert dolly, so maybe we'll look into another truck. I was looking at... I think I talked about it last time we spoke, but there's a Peterbilt 389, I think, and I believe it has some additional axles to it, tag axles, so maybe we'll look into that one, officially anyway, and then the tanker trailer, I'm not really sure where we're going to look at for that. Maybe we'll go ahead and visit the co-op and see if they have anything out front that we can maybe take a peek at. Alright, we're about loaded up here. Go ahead and pop the tarps on. Here. Why this tarp always gives us some trouble, but... Oh, what in the world's going on with this tarp? This little pin at the bottom there is getting readjusted and it messes up how the tarp goes on. What a pain in my butt. There we go. Pop that guy on there. We're going to head over to Fairbank. Unload some of these beans so that we can get some cash flow in, because we are sitting at about $264 right now. We don't have any loans nor leases for now, anyway. But it would be nice to get through the rest of winter and a little bit of spring before, I don't know if we can run on 264 bucks, to be honest. So we're going to bring this load on down to Fairbank real quick, and then probably take the main road down to the yard, down the opposite way, so it's going to be a little bit quicker. We don't have to take the dirt roads. And we will see you right after. Had to slow it on down back here for the dirt roads heading towards Fairbank. We took the back way, and I noticed something rattling around in the cup holder. It's Dan's phone. Dan forgot his phone, and he's been in a meeting all day. Boy, oh boy, his wife is gonna be angry. Maybe I'll run over there and give it to him. We're getting a little stuck on those scales, and I just realized that Dan's truck has something that mine does not. Check this out. This man has air ride in his truck. That is so awesome. So what I did was I just lowered the front end so that the back wheels would catch pretty easy and brought it on out. So we were looking at a total gross weight, it seemed like, of, I mean, if you minus out the truck, we were looking at about, I think, 170,000 pounds, and then around 60,000 unloaded. Could be wrong. I'm gonna have to go ahead and check the scales later on, but I think that's what it was roundabout. Alright, so the first trip to the co-op went pretty good. Traffic wasn't too bad. I did, however, just realize that we left with still about 100 or so bushels of soybeans yet left in the trailer, so that was kind of silly. But yeah, not much really else going on besides getting these beans to the co-op. I think I might do maybe an additional run over there. I just don't know if I want to. Trying to debate, you know, because I don't want to waste a whole bunch of money on selling these beans for almost half price, but we do kind of need the money. Just to prepare for this year coming up. You know, we're heading towards the end of winter. We aren't low on cash anymore after that first trip, but I would like to get a few new things, but I know that the main goal, at the moment anyway, is the new yard, so I guess we'll keep up on that, no big deal. I may have to honestly ask Dan what he thinks about it, whether that's, let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay, I see. Whoops. Completely forgot to turn on the 4440. My bad. But yeah, I did think that I might, you know, I might have to ask Dan what he thinks that I should do, whether I should sell some more beans or just put them in the bins and hang out until next summer or so, I think, is when they start to peak anyway. But I do apologize again for the video being a little late, actually a lot of late. I've been trying to at least post one every 3 days, but to be quite honest, the project that we've been working on has been consuming a large part of my day every day. I kind of, you know, once I get into something, I get pretty obsessive about it if I really enjoy it. And with what we're making right now, it's been a blast. I can't even lie. I'm having way too much fun designing. I mean, I guess I could, you know, speak out about it a little bit, but I've been designing the main frame of it and how everything's going to work. Really, our main goal with this here is to essentially make times between refills on your air cart and or planter a lot less, much less. We're trying to just make the time for seeding as a whole a lot smoother, a lot easier to deal with, less hassle, and less having to worry about waiting for an employee, coworker, and or friend to have to come all the way to the field, wherever you're at in that field, and refill your cart or planter. So, you know, that's kind of just what our aim is here. And I honestly, you know, we're new to this, but I really hope that you're excited to see it, because honestly, we're excited to see it. We're all kind of just working on our own thing at the moment, but I've been putting a lot of time into this project, so I really hope that you guys are excited to see it. We may... Why can't I get over this belt here? You know what? Maybe it's because nothing's on. Now, whether or not this project will become public or not, will become something that, you know, is available to everybody, really, I suppose I could say that, because there are some, you know, some projects out there that that are public but not really spoken of. You know, I've found some personal equipment that I really enjoyed that, you know, I've had for quite a while now, and friends of mine that have seen it are like, what in the world, where'd you find that thing, you know? And that just kind of shocks me, because I figured that everybody could see it. But it all depends on really where you place your product, you know, what kind of companies you have working with you, and what kind of advertisement you do on it. So, you know, at this point I'm kind of just rambling. Like I said, we're not really doing a whole lot else besides running these beans, so I apologize if things aren't super interesting. It's winter, you know. What are you gonna do with winter? This is about it. Taking, you know, harvest from the nice and warm times to, well, down to the cold. So it is what it is. But I am grateful for Dan for letting me borrow his truck. It's super helpful, honestly. We're actually just gonna pull on over into here because Dan and one of his employees just got back from their meeting. I believe everything went well, but Dan brought his truck. So we're gonna go ahead and, there we go, detach everything here. And I think we're gonna take a ride in Dan's truck. This is his employee's truck. It's still pretty darn cool, but Dan's has a bunch of lights and things, and I think that would be really neat to, you know, end this video with a few clips of Dan's truck heading down the road in this beautiful sunset here. So we'll get that situated and set up, and I think we'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.